bit more from Moira now, and after Moira we'll have Pascal Free. So, Moira McPartlin.
I forgot to mention earlier that this book launch tonight is actually being held. The book has many writers from all over the world, and at this moment there's also a book launch being held in Indianapolis, and in San Diego at this time for this same book. So you're in a select few of people. I'm not going to read anything else from the book. I have 3 poems here, and the first one I wrote while I was at Celtic Connections this year, and it's for Martin Bennett. I don't know if any of you know who he is. He was a musician, incredibly influential to the young traditional musicians that we have, the great traditional musicians that we have just now. And the poem actually was placed second in the Stirling Book Festival poetry competition this year, and Poetry Scotland wanted to publish it. But because it mentions his mother, Martin Bennett's mother is the famous folklorist Margaret Bennett, I didn't want it to just go out without her knowing, so I sent her a copy of the poem and asked her permission. And I got an absolutely beautiful letter back from her and her blessing. So this is Grit for Martin Bennett, blessed by Margaret Bennett. Grit. I saw your mother yesterday at Celtic Connections. Dry-eyed and coping, she graced the stage with Sheila Stewart, that voice, that exotic fruit you fed me. You did this. Re-rooted a nation with funky Caelan, cool fashion, returned Hedrum Hodrum to Colmore. Who but you would dare to liberate Michael Mara to Harl Assam or Soundscape Sorley MacLean? The radical route you trod on eroded drove roads laid tracks for our exiled youth to follow you into their past, into muscular modernity. You dusted the archives of ancients, not wanting to join them so soon. The grit in your eye as you stood by the trickstone defied your urgent future. 100 years and some were never enough. It was all we were offered. Now that waste is forgiven, tradition links arms with beatbox and decks. This face is your echo. When the foot stomping dies and the pibroch stands alone, we will pluck sad stones from our breasts and place them on your cairn. This next poem is for Danzig Baldev, who was a prison guard in the Russian Gulags, and he used to sketch the prisoners in tattoos, and he analysed them. So I thought this was a fascinating thing. So this poem is dedicated to him. It's called Two Artists. I dreamt there was a love somewhere and woke between the cold, hard sheets of this regime. To the arm's length guard who sketches me melt boot heels with blood and urine, who watches me scar another star on my moon, 5.5 years here, and stab the raw heart forced on me, forced in me, who pities the life he decodes from my plague of tattoos, who yields with me. And the last one, sorry to chew you all up. The last one is called Expectations. I never had a chance, my coupon clearly scratched with my da, a fixture doing the bookies, and my ma, gallo bingo, eh? I never wanted all that much, just a silver trust pram for the bairn, maybe a wee job in City Bakery, a Kunselhus masonette. Oh, and a rollover for the lottery. Fingers crossed. Thanks very much.